Hey everybody, it's Wild Edible Colin here for some sort of descriptive instruction on a few wild edibles, fiddleheads, ramps, and Japanese knotweed. The first one, I guess, is somewhat of an all-star. Fiddleheads! See, these guys are fiddleheads. These are really small ones I have. It's called ostrich fern, and you'll see them growing kind of near riversides. And they're the fern that has. Let's see if I can get this in the camera. They have like this really brown flaky thing. That's really the way to identify them. The brown flaky thing. If it's a fern that has like a kind of different looking thing, it's not the fiddlehead fern that you should eat, the ostrich fern. A lot of people like to boil the fiddleheads a little bit, maybe before sauteing them or something. And I have them in this soup. I'm not going to tell you what kind of soup it is, but look at that right there. Yeah, that tastes great. It actually had kind of like a blue cheese type flavor when I just had it. Because the soup that I made was wild potato leek soup. Can you see these there, kids? Look. So this is what people call a ramp or a wild leek. The river Winooski is an indigenous word that means river of the onions. And that's what these are. They're river onions. I've seen them grow not like exactly right by rivers, but kind of more in like river valleys. I see them, the times I've seen them, there's like a real lot of them. Now, people think this plant and fiddleheads are really over-harvested because this is the only plant that they know that they can eat from the earth, so they go crazy eating them, when really it's just like, you can pretty much eat so many plants. Silly people. But when you harvest the onions, the wild onions as they're sometimes called, it's good to just kind of try to take the leaves. Some people say take 10% of what you see. You want to be mindful if you think other people are harvesting from that area. You don't want to take too much. And you don't want to take the bulb, even though it is like a little onion under there. It's good to just take the leaves. That'll keep the plant alive. If you have your own patch or you know a patch that's really well established and not really picked, you could maybe make a choice to pick the plant from the root, but you can also transplant it. It does take 4 years to go to flower and reproduce. That's why people are very protective of it. And just eating it raw is really strong. I was kind of fasting before, and then I ate 4 of these leaves, and I just threw up. It was so powerful. So now I cook them, like in this awesome potato wild leek soup. Oh my God. This soup actually is good though. I actually ate maybe 4 bowls of it. It actually is really delicious. Yeah, so you want to cook your ramps, okay? Or pickle them, something like that. The next plant we have, whoa! Boom, boom, boom! Japanese knotweed, which some people think is their biggest nightmare. They try so hard to kill it. I just was watching videos of people like injecting it with like death poison. When really, it's really good for swords and for burning for firewood and also for eating. This is kind of some examples of what they look like as little stalks. They'll get much bigger as you see. And they grow by roadsides and by rivers, and they're like, you'll be like, is that bamboo? There's so much of it. So what people will do, sometimes they'll just bite it and eat it. Kind of tastes like rhubarb. So sometimes you want to like take the skin off because this like the outside skin can be kind of fibrous, but it has this kind of like sour, granny apple kind of flavor. So people will try to make something kind of like that, but you can kind of just cook it like asparagus and have it and kind of cook it like asparagus. And the root is also really good for Lyme's disease. It has this chemical resveratrol that's also in red wine. And Japanese knotweed is a really good one because it just grows everywhere, and it is kind of like a lot of food more than like the fiddlehead or something. So I really like Japanese knotweed. Plus for having as swords and kindling when I need it. Well, I hope that you have been doing your homework, and you'll get back to you later with your fourth term semester grades. Well, my name is teacher Rodolphe Onion Naughty Weed Man, and I appreciate you. Have a great day.